If you've ever watched a football game, I'm sure you've gotten frustrated like I have at times with referees who will throw a flag for something that had nothing to do with the play, or they'll slow the game down by having a long conference or a huddle, trying to discuss some detailed rule that no one really understands in the first place. I've been asked to kind of explain how I see the difference between peacekeeping and law enforcement. I've talked about this a lot, but I forget sometimes that a lot of people don't have my perspective or my experience when it comes to this. And so I've been asked to kind of explain it because we don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying. Essentially, peacekeeping is anything that allows a police officer to maintain order. It treats people as unique individuals that require unique solutions, and then gives police officers the tools and the resources necessary to help solve problems at the lowest level. It involves the community. It involves other experts when it comes to mental illness, mental episodes, calls involving children, calls involving animals, calls involving substance abuse, those types of things. It makes police officers safer because they can de-escalate situations. Law enforcement, on the other hand, is a smaller part of peacekeeping. It essentially focuses on arrests and citations. And when we tell police officers that their only job is to enforce the law, or we incentivize them to enforce the law, we essentially make their job more difficult because we only give them two tools with which to affect the situation. Now, I know that there's a simple, I guess it's we all want simple answers, and it's easy to think, well, if we only enforced more laws, that things would get better. But that's obviously not the case. We're not going to jail our way out of this security situation that we find ourselves in Washington Parish. We're currently spending $30,000 a month to house our prisoners in Plaquemines Parish, and the jail is still overcrowded. So we're not going to jail our way out of it. We need to give our police officers better tools with which to affect the situation. Now, I would rather see us focus on prioritizing the enforcement of laws where we can bring peace to actual victims instead of revenue to politicians. Now, I know there's somebody listening to this that thinks, well, you're probably just talking about being soft on crime. But remember, it was Jesus that came to bring peace. It was the Pharisees that came to enforce the laws. And if you're talking about me being soft on crime, it was the same Jesus that had children sitting at his feet that went into the temple and was whipping money changers and flipping tables. So that's not what I'm talking about. My only point in talking about any of this is that we need to give our police officers the tools that will make them safer and make our community more peaceful. I thank you for all the support. We've gotten a lot of good responses over the last few weeks. And let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about, and we'll see you out there. Thanks.